for Skirmish War Games by John Lambsaid. This is such a great little set of rules for those little one-off scenarios that make you want to spread some Christmas cheer, but you don't have like a full-blown miniature war game rule set to use. Dip into here. It's got everything you need. Today we are going to be playing everyone's favorite starship crew of the Blackraven Cobalt 15. This is Lieutenant Dane, the Magic Space Baby, and Monk E. Now, the scale is a little wonky on this one. The game calls for 6-inch movement. I would use 6 centimeters, but as you'll see in a little bit, I'm going to basically scale everything down by a third. Anytime it says 6, I'm going to rule 4. Anytime it says 9, I'll use 6 inches. We're indoors, and unfortunately, old John Lambshead doesn't have the game design skills of Gary Gygax. No slight on Mr. Lambshead, by the way. He uses one scale regardless of whether it's indoors or out. This, of course, is the Santabot, and as you'll see here in a little bit, he's got to make his rounds, make his deliveries through the Christmas-themed starport before the dark forces of secular humanism destroy the entire holiday season with their boring old rationality. So here's what we got. We got Cobalt here, of course, is the leader. Leader 3, he has twin blasters. He can fire twice a turn. It takes one action to do both of those, and then he is also inspiring. He has a range of, as I said, normally you have a range of like 9 inches, but we're going to go with 6 on his blasters. Lieutenant Dane is the team sniper, and he has Dead Shot 2. So he draws a couple of extra cards when he fires, and he is lucky. So when he is making his recovery, he is only down and out on a heart, not a heart or a diamond. His rifle has effectively infinite range, and it fires one shot. Monkey over here he's very fast, so he actually does have the full 6-inch move. He's got claws, so he gets one extra card on his melee attack, and then he has a stunner. So everyone within a 3, let's see, it says here, uses the grenade template, right? So and everybody within that grenade draws 3 cards, including his allies, by the way. And I do actually have, this is the grenade template that I'm going to be using today. See, it says boom, but for him it should be zap. And then the Magic Space Baby is psychic. He is small, so he counts as tough too. It's hard to shoot at him. He gets to draw 2 extra cards when you shoot him, and then he can spend one action to give one model within line of sight a bonus card, right? So that's kind of like a see into the future kind of thing for him, but it has anybody within line of sight. And here are the forces of the ironically named Enlightenment, who have served to darken the world so much, particularly on a day such as today. We remember that. The leader is this guy here. He's kind of pointing. He ironically has the white hat. He is a leader 2. He's got a pistol and a grenade. Everybody else, what you see is what you get. We got one guy in the back here with a flamethrower, so we use this little flamer template as he tries to blast people. That's what the flamer looks like. And you know it's a flamer template because it says it right on there. And again, very appropriate that the forces in the Enlightenment would be flamer. And then everybody else basically either has an auto rifle, they all have one shot, and then the pistol. So the pistols here only have like a range of 6, just like Cobalt. And then we have 2 Psi guys here. These guys have stun grenades. That's these here. They only work against robots, but they have a range of, what is it? I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. And they do scatter on a miss. They damage, anybody that's under it has to draw 2 cards. If you're partially under it, you draw 1 extra card. It's actually, everybody draws 1 card. If you're fully under it, you draw 3. If you're partially under it, then you just draw the 1. And then they do have scanners that will work on the robots. It's +2 damage versus the robots, no effect versus the humans and the Magic Space Baby. So they're going to be tasked with silencing it's actually these 2 guys here are trying to stop Robo Santa. And of course, they're going to be devastating against old Monk E as well. I do have 2 more forces here to help out our heroes. These are the deputies, the security personnel of the Space Mall, and they have just pistols, range of 6 inches. They are lucky, so they only go out on a heart. But they're not part of the crew, so they don't count towards the death rate. Now here's the big thing. The crew is so small, they have a motivation of 0. These guys have a motivation of 1. That means that this might be over a little quick. Nobody here really wants to die here and as we raid them all. So Paul Blart here and Deputy Shakes, they're going to be helping out. Now, they are going to be hiding out in the security station until the gunfire starts. On the first boom, that's when they come out. And I'll show you where they start here in just a second. Let's take a look at the terrain. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through Moai Mall, not a creature was stirring, except for them all miniatures. Look, I'm a miniature wargamer, not a poet, okay? This is the chimney, or as near as I could figure, so I've started off Santabot right here. The question then becomes, which side do our two forces come in on? There's basically two. There's the front door, there's the back door, and as you can see, there are 3 trees, so we're trying to get old Robo-Santa over to each of the 3 trees, and if he can visit each of those 3 trees and leave presents for all of the cleaner bots who will be showing up in the morning to do their jobs, then, Christmas is saved. So the way we're going to decide that is, as usual, Christmas magic. There's our decks of cards. Here's our Deputy Shakes, and Paul Blart. They're going to start in this room right here. I'm going to roll off white dice for the white hats. And with the high roll, they get to pick first, and they're going to pick coming in right here. By the way, this comes off just for ease of packing, and you can kind of see there's some more supplies down there for cover. The windows you can see and shoot through, but you cannot pass through them. See, there's a little control panel for the space station. But we need to, oh, shoots. We're going to deploy, and then we'll flip over cards for initiative. Here's our good guys. Here's our Christmas Grinches. Let's turn over some cards. The good guys get a 9. The Grinches get a 6, and that means the good guys get to take the first activation. In this game, you turn over a card. This tells you how many action points you have. You can move one guy 6 inches, but in our case, we're going to call it 4 inches. And you have to move each guy, and then shoot takes an action, or fighting takes an action. And if you want to move somebody twice, so I've got 8 points to spend, I'm going to move Monk E twice. That costs 3 action points. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move Santa twice. He's going to go 4 inches to here and then 8 inches to there. He has not used his first activation. If you want to do another action, that one costs 5 points. So for 8 points, I could have Santa move 3 times. I'm going to hold him right there. I have 2 points left over. So I think I'm going to move Lieutenant Dane. We want to get him to high ground. I think I'm going to try to get him up there. With the 2 points I have left over, I really can only move 2 characters twice. So I'm going to bring Dane up to here. I'm going to bring Cobalt to there. And that's going to be it for turn number 1 for them. And then the other guys go. They get 10 action points, which means I can move all 10 of them 4 inches. When they are done, they'll look a little something like this. As you can see, we're sending 3 off to the steps over here on the left, 5, and then 2 over there. And we'll bop over here, and we'll see what the next card brings for activations. A 7. 7 action points. With 7 activation points, we can spend 2 to bring Santa up to here, and he delivers presents to all the good little boys and girls in the bay. Now, I really want to get Lieutenant Dane up there so he can start providing covering fire for that second tree over there. If I use my 3rd point, he can get to here. And with my 4th point, he can probably get to right about there. Still not in a great place to shoot, but he's under plenty of cover. That means we only have 3 points left. I really don't want to leave my little guy here. So we're going to bring him up to here. I've got 2 points left, so we'll bring his bodyguard to here. And then, of course, Mr. Claus. Robo-Claus Monkey will move to there, and that will end their activation. We just keep turning over cards until we draw the first Joker. So only 1 activation point for these guys means we can move 4 inches to here and take up a position to fire next turn at Monk E. But, of course, that's the only action that we get this turn. So we'll turn over the next card, and we get so many activation points. Let me put this right here so I remember, okay? Now, again, with the king, we've got a total of 13 activation points. So the first thing I want to do is get Santa up on top of that tree. He can move a total of 8 inches for the first 3. He's going to crouch behind it and hope they can't get to him first. We'll bring Lieutenant Dane over to here, so he's got a clear line of sight. And we can actually probably do our first shooting action. But since I have a couple of other guys that are going to move and not shoot, let me move those guys first. Okay, so there's 2 action points there. Monkey is going to spend 1 to go to here. And then he's going to spend 3 to go to right. He's going to race right along this hall, and he's going to stop right in there. I don't know if you can see that because it's pretty narrow. That's kind of they're in the back rooms of the spaceport. So I got to recount. So that's 3, 4, 5, well, 6, but let me bring him back, okay? We'll move him up in a second. We got to do him last. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to bring him up to, I guess we can use 3, 4, 5, so that's 8. And then Magic Space Baby can move 8, so we'll bring him around here. So they're both in cover. And it's going to look a little something like that. So that was 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. And then we can bring Dane up. That's 12. And for 13, we're going to take a shot at the first guy. Shooting is quite simple. You have an unlimited range. You can see there's a clear line of sight. You got to shoot the closest guy. The normal miniature wargaming rules apply. If the closest guy is behind cover, you can take the easier shot. That's not going to happen here. So this guy is wide open. He didn't realize the festivities were going to start. He draws a 2 for his defensive card, and now Dane is going to draw a 4, a queen, and a 3. Now I have to draw all 3. He is a sniper, because if I draw a single joker, then... So first of all, this guy falls down. We don't know what his status is right now. He can't do anything until the end of the turn. We'll check his recovery. But you got to draw those 3 because the action economy in this game relies upon the fact that a valid strategy is try to get your opponent to burn out more of his cards. Only 3 activation points for these guys, and we're going to scramble for cover. We're going to bring, well, we got to do them one at a time, okay? Let me bring this guy. Ooh, I only got 3, huh? I definitely want to save an action point for this guy way over here at the end of the hallway. We'll zoom in on him at the end. Let's get 2 of our guys into safety, okay? Particularly this guy with the flamethrower. We know these guys are going to come around this way. So actually, maybe we leave them there. Let's bring these guys to safety. This will be our leader. Is going to take up position in this room. And this guy right here is going to do the same. So that's 1, 2, and then... this guy can take a shot at Cobalt. This will be our 3rd activation. By the way, our 2 security guards now come online. They will be activating on the same cards as Cobalt and friends. Before we get to that, our shooter is going to draw a 9. Cobalt is going to draw a 4, but because Cobalt is hiding behind cover, he gets to draw an extra card, and the 10 means that is a miss. The next card for Cobalt's crew is going to be a 7, and we have to start with Robo Santa way over here using his first action to tag the tree. Oh boy, more presents. And then his second action will be to come through this door and to hold up right there. That's 1 action. For our next action, I'm going to bring Monk E 4 inches to here. That's 2 of our 7. So we did 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's going to, let me show you. There he is. See, he's coming around the corner. So that's 3, but we're going to wait until next turn to bring him around. He's safe for now. So that's 3. And then we can bring Cobalt. So that was 3 of our 7. I have 4 more actions here, right? I want to save 1 for Lieutenant Dane taking a shot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Deputy Dog out here. Old Paul Blart says, "What's going on?" And then Shakes is going to lead the charge. Now, this may be a little bit chintzy, but I'm going to use my NPCs. There they are. Say hello, NPCs. There's the tactical situation. I'm going to use them to draw aggro. This might be a mistake, but I want them to kind of clear a path so we can get Santa in there. So I got to count my actions again. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. I've got 1 more. I can use wherever I want. And I think I'm going to bring the Magic Space Baby 4 inches to hide right here. And that way he can see this guy. Oh, he needs to spend an action to draw the extra card. And that's, I don't have enough. But at least he's safe and in line of sight. And now, way over here, our sniper from his roost is going to target the guy with the flamethrower. The flamethrower is terrifying. This tree should be over just a little bit. Flamethrower is terrifying, and I think that's the closest one we can see. I'll do the thing. No, it's Mr. Blue Shirt. So this guy right here is going to get a face full of action. He does not have any cover, so he only gets one card. Oh, a King of Spades. I don't think even our sniper. There's the red joker. So that ends the turn. Okay, we check our casualties. I draw a card for this guy first, and if it's a red card, he's out of the game. Nope, it's a black card, so he just stands right up. Bloop. And then that's the only casualty we have. So we could check for our morale. The way that works is you draw a card, and if this card is less than, you add the number of your morale, which would be 0 for the good guys and 1 for the secular humanists. If that number is higher than the number of casualties you have, then you are fine. It's if you get less than the casualties. That's it. So we reshuffle the deck and we play another turn. And the first card we draw will be initiative. Which means even though the crew of the Blackraven took the last activation with a good enough draw, they could take another activation. Black Joker. Well, that was a bit of a reprieve. I'm going to reshuffle these cards. And you know what? I'm just going to cut them once. I'm going to put the Black Joker back in there, but this way we don't wind up having that. What are the odds that you draw a Joker on that first card? What are the odds? Well, it's actually 1 in 27. 1 in 27, yeah, because you've got to be kidding me. Somebody is trying to tell me something here. All right, let's do a full-blown shuffle, and we'll be right back. Hey, at least it wasn't a tie, right? The lengths to which I will go to avoid having a tie on initiative on the first turn, that's the crazy one. So the secular humanists get to go first, and their activation is going to be a 6. How far away from old Claus here are we? 4 inches. If we come to here, then we can take a shot at Monk E. So let's take a real close look at that one over there, okay? The shot is going to draw the Black Joker, and I'm going out of my mind. That ends their turn. Maybe that is the Christmas miracle we've been looking for. Hey, at least you know I'm not jiggering the cards here. Red Jack for Team Santa. Red Jack for Team... Okay, but old King Leleohoku. I'm not familiar with that one. I got to brush up on my history. Remember that it goes in reverse alphabetical order. So it goes spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. That means hearts have it. And the forces of Santa get to take 7 activations. And we'll go ahead and start with this one. Rah, 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 rah. Remember, Monk E has 2 damage. Let's see, what is it? No, that's not right. He has... let me check. Now he's... Oh, you know what I forgot? He's fast. He should have been moving 6 inches per turn. He should have been way up there. Oops. Okay. Moving right along. +1 on melee attack. So normally, melee is a little different from shooting. When you shoot, it's 1 card v 1 card. When you're in melee, you get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. But because he has claws, he gets a 3rd. And our defender... So you want to be on the attack on melee. Our defender draws a 10... and he is just eliminated. So the first casualty goes to the boys in yellow. That is 2 of our activations. And we're going to move these guys 4. So this will be 4 inches to here and 4 inches to here. I'm doing that for a reason. So yeah, you can't really see that. Let me reset the cameras. Wait a minute. Before I reset the camera, Lieutenant Dane is going to take a shot at this pistol arrow right there. Lieutenant Dane gets to draw 2 extra cards. He's going to draw an ace 3 and 3. Ooh, not your lucky day. And with a 5, this guy will survive. Okay, so count our actions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think this is our last activation on this one. Yeah, we had 7 altogether. So, since I only have 1 activation, let's just go ahead and trundle our Robo Santa 4 inches over to there. and that's going to end the turn, which means the other guys get one whole action. And for that action, we're going to bring our flamethrower up to here. We really want to get the flamethrower to there so he can have some fun against the good activating guys. Team Santa. We get 3 actions. I'm going to take another shot over here. They're kind of wasting a lot of these shots. 4, 4, and a 5. You know, I always do this. 3. That's my number of activations. 4, 4, and a 5. This guy with the pistol is going to draw 7. He's going to be okay. I still have 2 activations. I'm going to wheel Santa over to here, getting him closer, and then I have 1 more activation. And I think maybe what I'll do is bring... Do I want to start soaking damage? I can bring Cobalt up to this doorway, and he can start opening fire on the bad guys. He might have to eat a couple of shots, but that's okay. See, there he is right here, and we may have to go with the overhead view when we find out how many action points the other guys get, and that's a lot of them. For 11 action points, I'm going to start by moving all 5 of these. We'll leave a couple of them over here to distract Dane, and then we'll bring these guys up, and let me just show you first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I've got 11 action points. I'm going to bring this guy up here. Let's check the distance on him. That's number 5. I think that's probably pretty good. See, he's setting up for a shot over here. This is getting pretty dangerous for the old Robo Kringle there. So that was 5, and then I move this guy next. That's 6. He's going to take a shot at... Oh, he's got a wide open shot at the deputy here. Let's take that shot first. So this is number... So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the shot is 7. So he gets a 9, and deputy gets a 10, so the deputy is fine. So that's 9, and then we have 2 more actions. I'm going to bring our leader into cover here, and he's going to take a shot with his pistol at our hero. The leader, of course, now this is one of the things I probably should have pointed out. Leaders get extra cards based on how skilled they are. This guy has a skill of 2, so he gets to draw 3 cards, and uh-oh, he draws a joker, so we stop right there. Now, they have 1 guy as a casualty. Nobody's laying down, so I don't have to check for any of those. With 1 guy as a casualty, remember they have a +1? They're guaranteed to get over the number of casualties, so we don't even have to check. We just need to shuffle the cards and play the next turn. Most of the action is confined over here. I moved the cards so we can see them. The boys in yellow get a 5, and the Santa crew gets a 3. The boys in yellow are going to get 9 action points. We'll start by trying to shoot here. Actually, let's start here. This leader is going to take a shot at our leader. Cobalt is going to get... He's going to get a pair of jacks. All right, so this is a little dangerous for Cobalt. But remember, Cobalt is inspiring, so you get 1 redraw per turn. Oh, I got to remember that. We can negate some of these jokers, I think. And I think that's about it. He is standing behind cover. So we get an ace, and we get a 3. And then because he's a leader, he's really tough. He gets to draw 1, 2, 3 more cards. It just wasn't meant to be. So he goes down. He can't do anything else. And then we had 9 actions altogether, and we've only used 2. So the next thing we can do is bring this guy up, and he can block the doorway, like so, and he can take a shot at Robo Santa. So he's going to draw 1 card. Robo Santa is going to draw 1 card, and Robo Santa goes down with the 3. Oh, I got a little too callous there, huh? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have like 5 more activations. We can... What do we want to do here? We're going to bring him over. I've got 5 actions left. I'm going to bring him 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so that's... And then to here. And then we're going to let... So that's 5, 6, 7... And this is not good for Mr. Dane. because the flamethrower is going to go zorch and just get Dane. So that means we draw 2 cards to see what happens to Dane. Ace and the Queen, and then Dane doesn't get cover because it's a flamethrower. With the 10, Dane is also going to go down. Oh, we could probably, you know what? I should have, that 10 wouldn't have done any good. I can use, well, my leader is down. I don't get the benefit of his special ability. We still have 1 more action left. I will go ahead and just bring this guy up here into the room to block the tree. And then, oops, the good guys get to go, and they get 10 actions. All right. Monkey E is going to go claw this guy. And he's going to get to draw his 3 cards with the king, 8, and the ace. The other guy is going to draw 6, and that's going to be the second one down for the other fellas. And what did I say we had? Was it 10 actions? I'm going to keep this card out right there to remind me. Oh, couldn't see the action there, could you? So Monkey charged up to here, took out this guy. Then our deputy is going to use 2 actions, 1 to get into cover, and 1 to fire at this guy. So this is 1, 2. Boy, is that really it? We've got the Magic Space Baby still. Maybe we should bring the Magic Space Baby somewhere to help somebody out. Well, first let's do with the shot. And then, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and we still have 6 actions left. So before we do that little shooty action, I want to bring the Magic Space Baby. Where is he? He's right there. He's going to go 8 inches to here, and then another 4 to here. So that's going to end the turn. But I got to do that first. So Space Baby runs over here. And then Deputy moves over and takes the shot there. And that shot is going to be with 1 card. And it's a 2. Oh. And the other guy gets to draw 2 cards because he's in cover. And he is going to be successful. But we burned 2 of those really good cards, didn't we? That's going to end their turn. No, we have 1 more action. I'm going to bring this guy up to here. And he's going to block any shots from here to Monkey. We're going to send Monkey down over there. But of course, if Robo Santa draws a heart, then he's out of the game. And that means that the Grinches won this year. Speaking of, the Grinches get to go. They get 8 activation points. We'll put this right there to remind us. And we're going to turn our attention to, I guess we'll open fire here. The pistol has a range of 6 inches. We are within range. So we're firing at old Deputy. With a pistol, we get an 8, and the Deputy gets a king. He's fine. That's 1. We're going to fire here. That is a 10 versus a king. He's fine. That's 2. And then we'll bring Mr. Thrower of the Flame. We've only used 2 activations so far. So I can spend 8 activations to move him 4, 8. He's going to run over to here. And then let's see, he doesn't quite have enough movement. He's going to move, I think if he contacts Robo Santa, let me check the rules on that. I think if you contact someone who's laying down, it's like an insta-kill. So I think he's going to be able to do that. He's going to go step on the robot and end the Christmas dreams for all the good little girls and boys. Only 2/3 of them were able to get their presents. Hey guys, you know, this is the way the cards turn sometimes. I blame myself. I didn't have the spirit of Christmas strong enough to remember that that Cobalt should have been drawn those extra rerolls. He probably could have prolonged the game if I had remembered that he was a very, very inspiring robot. Regardless of the outcome, it's a fun little game. I really like how smooth and how quickly this plays. You can play this multiplayer. If you haven't already checked out 1 Hour Skirmish War Games, I recommend that you do. He has a companion volume, 1 Hour Medieval. I think it's Dark Ages of Medieval that I need to get my hands on. Maybe if I'm a good boy, I will find it under my tree. But, you know, given the fact that I just put Santa down on the ground, I'm probably just going to get a whole bunch of coal. And that's okay, because in a world with infinite mercy, there is 0 justice. And I like to think I live in a world where justice still has hope. And I have hope for you guys that 2025 is going to be the best year ever. Until next time, Merry Christmas.